Alright, what's happening, y'all? It's your boy Rico coming with a quick Redskins report. A lot of the veteran free agents we brought over have already received their jersey numbers. Just wanted to get that to y'all real quick. So let's get it. Alright, first of all, Kyle Allen's going to be wearing number 8, which makes sense. He wore number 7 in Carolina, but Dwayne Haskins wears number 7. So, he's not about to come over here and take Dwayne Haskins' number. So, number 8 it is for you, Kyle Allen. I hope that number means something to you, because if I was an NFL player, I would be a little hurt about changing numbers. I would do everything I could to avoid changing numbers if it was in my power. But maybe a lot of people don't care, so him moving to number 8 maybe isn't that bad. Maybe he can find a reason for that number to be significant. But I always feel sorry for people, I don't know why, when they change numbers, and you can tell that they didn't purposely change numbers. Maybe I'm just tripping though. I hope he can find some sentimental value behind the number 8. Play the lotto with that in there or something, I don't know. Make it mean something. Ronald Darby, who's hopefully going to start at outside corner, and is actually very talented when healthy. So I'm expecting big things out of him and for him to outplay his contract. But he's going to be wearing 35, which is a little weird because he wore 21 the past couple of years for the Eagles. And 21 is available, but I'm assuming people aren't touching that number 21 because of Sean Taylor. And that makes sense. I definitely love the respect that people show by not putting on that jersey number. It holds a lot of weight. If you're going to put on that jersey, you better go crazy. You better be all pro level talent consistently. You better be able to take over games single-handedly. So that makes a lot of sense that people don't put on that 21. And like I said, I'm expecting big things out of him. He's really good within 20 yards of the line of scrimmage, and with this pass rush that we're supposed to have, it sounds like the perfect front 7 for him to showcase his skill set and for him to be the most consistent he can be. Because he's lock up within 20 yards, but he just has a tendency to get burnt. So with how deadly and consistent this pass rush should be, I'm expecting big things out of Ronald Darby as long as he can stay healthy. And then speaking of corners, Kendall Fuller's coming back over with his number 23, which makes a lot of sense because he wore 29 his last year in Kansas City, but that was already taken by Darius Geis. He also wore 29 when he was having his breakout season in 2017 when he was with us. But he did wear number 23 when he first got to Kansas City because the number was already taken, I believe. But then as soon as he could get his 29 back, he got it back in 2019. But again, since Darius Geis is already 29, he'll just go back to his 23 for the Redskins. For now, we'll see what happens with Darius Geis. I'm really hoping Darius Geis works out and everything. And I'm hoping Kendall Fuller ends up having to keep that 23. But we'll see. Now, speaking of running backs, Peyton Barber will wear number 25, which makes sense. That's the number he wore for the Buccaneers since he's been there. So that only makes sense. That one's self-explanatory. And he's actually a pretty good running back. But with how deep the running back group is with Adrian Peterson, J.D. McKissick, Antonio Gibson, Darius Geis when healthy, and Bryce Love when healthy, being 5 really good running backs, he looks like he'll end up being the odd man out. We'll see though, but we'll still have to see if Darius Geis and Bryce Love can actually be healthy. But if they can't, Peyton Barber is that next guy up. He might start the season off in the practice squad, but then again, he might not survive the practice squad because I'm pretty sure there's a team out there that's willing to take him. So that's definitely something to watch, this running back group in general, but specifically Peyton Barber, to see if he'll end up making the team or if he'll hit the practice squad and if somebody will take him away from us. And then moving on, safety Sean Davis that we got from the Steelers. Sean Davis will be wearing number 36, which is more of a safety number anyway because he wore 21 because of Sean Taylor while he was in Pittsburgh, and he also wore 28. And 28 isn't taken on the Redskins roster yet, but I guess he wants to go to more of a safety number, so he's going to be wearing the same number that DJ Swearinger used to wear. I'm expecting big things out of him too because he's like an athletic freak that he just needs to be molded into the right direction, coached up and everything, and he can actually end up being really good. He shined a lot for the Steelers, but he was just very inconsistent. So I feel like under Jack Del Rio and Ron Rivera, especially with how great this front 7 should be, specifically the front 4 for real, everybody in our DB group should be able to shine, especially somebody like him with all of that potential. I believe in Jack Del Rio to reach it. Then you have the vet of the vets, Thomas Davis, the linebacker, wearing number 58, which makes a lot of sense. He wore that San Diego the one year he was there. He wore that while he was in Carolina playing under Ron Rivera. So the vet of the vets will keep his number. 58 wasn't taken, so that just adds up and makes sense. And I love his signing. Culture move, on-field coach type of move. and he still got it. He actually looked pretty good for the Chargers last season. He's 37 years old currently, but he's a Georgia dog, so you already know he can ball out still, no matter how old he is. He played at an all-pro level for the Carolina Panthers at one point, and I'm hoping we just get some of that on the field along with his experience and veteran leadership and on-field coaching, and also with the locker room presence he'll be, and the culture he'll help bring over from Carolina to the Redskins. I love that signing. Moving on, you have Richard Rodgers, the tight end. He'll wear number 86. He wore 89 and 82 when he was in Green Bay, but 89 currently belongs to Cam Sims, so we'll see how that works out. I love the potential of Cam Sims, so I hope he at least gets a look at during the off-season programs and workouts, if we end up having them. But I still want to see what Cam Sims can do, especially under a good coaching staff and a smart front office finally. I want them to see if they can get that potential out of Cam Sims. So I'm glad that they kept Cam Sims and let him keep his number and allow Richard Rodgers to just go get another number, 86. It's time for everybody to prove themselves. Richard Rodgers brings a veteran presence to the tight end group, but he's injury prone, so we'll see how that even works out. Speaking of tight ends, you have Logan Thomas, and I guess he had a priority over the numbers over Richard Rodgers because he's wearing 82, and that's another number that Richard Rodgers used to wear. So I'm assuming Logan Thomas had first priority, or he was signed first, or whatever, but Logan Thomas has a lot of potential. Athletic freak, used to be a quarterback coming out of college, and the Redskins love his potential. He could end up being that dual threat tight end that we've been wanting for forever. If he works out though, that's the only problem. It's a huge if. Athletic freak, but they just got to coach him up. He looked to be doing a little something though when he went against us. He hurt Ryan Kerrigan, first of all. Gave him that concussion on that cheap shot hit. I'll never forget that. But he balled out against us with, I believe, like 2 touchdowns. And I'm hoping he balls out for us the same way. We'll see though. And then lastly, you have Cody Latimer. He'll be wearing number 12, which makes sense. He wore number 12 for the Giants. Another boom or bust player, this time at receiver though. A lot of athleticism, speed, has height to him. Gonna be one of those guys that's definitely gonna have to prove himself during off-season programs and workouts. And not somebody I would bet on to work out, but the potential is definitely there to be a great receiver. So we'll see if he's willing to put in the work and if the Redskins are able to coach him up and get him right. And one thing to note, I'm looking on the roster and I'm still seeing some names on here that I'm really excited about. Emmanuel Hall is still here. Hell Hinges is still here. He has the number 80. Hell Hinges is still here. He has 88. Jordan Brelford is 95. Ross Pierschbacher's wearing 64. Reuben Foster has 56. The perfect linebacker number in my opinion. Just a list of some players on the Redskins roster that I hope that the Redskins don't forget about, because I like the potential of all of those players. And I really hope they get a fair shot at making this team when all of the workout programs start up, which I hope is sooner rather than later. Especially like training camp. I really hope we can't miss out on training camp. But those are just some names that I'm really looking forward to seeing how they look under a new coaching regime. They seem to be a little underutilized with the previous coaching regime. And I'm hoping this new era of smart front office and smart coaching actually gives them a fair look and an equal chance to make this roster and make an impact. I'm really rooting for those guys. But we'll see, man. Just got to stay in tune for all of that. But that's the end of this video. I appreciate the support, everybody. Please like the video if you liked it. If you learned anything, please subscribe if you haven't. More content coming. I will be doing a regular season schedule breakdown where I predict wins and losses and analyze our opponents' weaknesses and strengths and all of that type of stuff. So hopefully the video doesn't run for too long, but I want to do like a full regular season breakdown when the schedule comes out sometime on Thursday. So it will more than likely be a video, but we'll see. It may end up being a live stream, but it will more than likely be a video. And I haven't forgotten about the draft grade and review, but I'm just still watching film on that, and that will come out as soon as I get it done. The only holdup is just me watching film on everybody. Like I said, I just don't want to read off what other people think of players. I want to actually go back and watch the film on all of these guys, including the undrafted free agents, before I get that video out to y'all. So with there being so many players, especially with undrafted free agents being included, I'm going to try not to ramble on too long about each guy, because that video could end up being longer than an hour if I do it the way I normally break down players. So I'm going to try to summarize weaknesses and strengths of each player and how they'll be used on our team and whether or not they'll make the team and how much potential they have and what their floor is, stuff like that. I'm doing breakdowns like that for each player, so it's gonna take some time to explain. I really hope the video doesn't run too long, but that's definitely on the way. But again, I appreciate the support. I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.